So I spoke to ChatTube, which I think it's called ChatTube. Yes, it is, and it's an AI generated thing. And I was able to talk to my actual video where it's talking about rolling. And I'm just going to ask it a few questions and let's see what it comes up with. Jesus Christ, this is generating something. So the video's title of this was Making a Seedbed Worth It by Farming Fiasco. The creator explores the effectiveness of making a seedbed before planting crops. The video discusses the common debates surrounding the practice, with some suggesting that it offers minimal yield bonus, while others claim it's a waste of time. The creator conducts an experiment comparing the yield, blah 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 blah. Overall, this video aims to provide clarity on the topic, challenging misconceptions and encouraging viewers to think critically about farming practices. That is exactly what I was intending to do, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna ask it a couple more questions about this. I mean, it's AI generated, so let's have a look. Right, again, it's wrote as another essay. So soil preparation, rolling can create a firmer seedbed, everybody knew that. Seed placements is a good thing. I didn't touch upon seed plate. I think I kind of did, but yeah, weed control I didn't touch upon, so maybe Farming Simulator does something with that. Maybe we can discuss that in this video. Moisture retention, not applicable. And incorporating fertilizers. If fertilizers have been spread on the surface, rolling can incorporate... Oh, that's an interesting thought. And despite these purposes, the video suggests that rolling may not provide a significant advantage in increasing yield as previously believed, and it kind of doesn't. I think a lot of the viewers made me eat my words, and I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. But let's have a look at weed control. Now, I'm gonna bring in a special guest. I'm gonna speak to Daggerwin live on chat now. Hey Daggerwin, how are you?
Hey there, buddy. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your farming simulator journey going?
Farming Simulator journey is not going too bad, but I do have a couple of questions about Farming Simulator, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. I'm always here to help. What are your questions?
Right, in Farming Simulator 25, what's the point in rolling a field before you sow the field?
The age-old question of rolling a field before sowing. Well, in Farming Simulator, rolling before sowing can help create a more uniform seedbed, leading to improved seed-to-soil contact and a denser stand of plants. This can result in higher yields. Plus, it can help reduce compaction and provide better moisture retention, which is key for root growth. So it's definitely beneficial to roll before you seed, as it helps create that perfect seedbed for optimal plant growth.
Okay, but I mean, I run the experiments and I received a significant decrease in my yield bonus. So what's your thoughts on that? I rolled the field twice, it gave me less than rolling the field once.
That's interesting. Generally, rolling a field should improve your yield, not decrease it. Double rolling can help further compact the soil and eliminate any lumps, but it's possible you over-rolled and compacted the soil too much, which can impact your yields. It's all about finding that sweet spot. Have you tried experimenting with different rolling rates and timings? Sometimes less is more.
Well, I rolled the field shortly after I ploughed it, and then I sowed directly onto the seedbed, and then I rolled it again once the seeds had been planted. And it gave me less than just rolling it after it had been planted.
Oh, I see. Rolling shortly after ploughing can help create a smooth seedbed, but if you roll again after you've sown the seeds, you might risk compacting the soil too much and suffocating the germinating seeds. Sometimes the best approach is to roll right after ploughing, let the seeds germinate, and then let the plants grow for a bit. Once they're established, you can roll again, making sure not to compact the soil too much. It's all about balancing the soil and not overdoing it. Hope this helps.
But would that actually work on Farming Simulator? I mean, they're not the most realistic when it comes to crop growth.
Yeah, I know what you mean about Farming Simulator's realistic crop growth. Sometimes the game mechanics don't always match real-world practices. But generally, rolling after ploughing and giving the plants some time to establish themselves is a good rule of thumb. Sometimes the game can be a bit unpredictable. You might have to experiment a bit with different rolling techniques and timing to see what works best in the game world. It can take some trial and error to figure out the best approach for maximizing your yields in Farming Simulator.
Right, there we go. We heard it from the AI persona of Daggerwin. So yeah, maybe I overdid it. That could be one of the issues. So why don't we have a look at how it affects our weed situation? Right, so since we don't actually care about what's going on, I'm just going to hire a worker to do this bit, and we're going to get another cultivator to do the other field, and for this one we're just going to have a look at what the weeding situation is going to be like. So we go into cultivate, then we go into drill a crop, and then we are going to roll the seeds into the soil, like Daggerwin's AI character said. And then, yeah. Oh, Jesus. We're going to see. So, this one that we're doing now, we are going to roll beforehand. So, we're going to cultivate now, roll it later. I'm not too bothered about doing a fantastic job. But yeah, cultivate, roll, seed, roll on this one. And then that one is just going to be cultivate, seed, then roll. And I wonder if that'll make a difference. Right, so we're now here with the roller yet again. I promise this is the last video I am going to do on rolling, but I am determined to realise what the cause of a seedbed is, and I can't seem to find any answers. Even Daggerwin was being vague. Or the AI persona of Daggerwin. I need to keep saying that for legal purposes because, you know, that was not Daggerwin. Right, so there we have it. One field rolled and one field just cultivated. There's not much of a difference between the texture. This one's a little more straight, but this one is just, it is what it is. Now, I am not going to stone pick this field, because stones don't affect your yield, but they do damage your equipment, but even then it's negligible. But look at this, you can still see the stones, but I guess they're more suppressed into the ground rather than over the top. So let's have a look at how this affects our yield. Right, so since we are in October, we can still plant some wheat, and I'm just going to use some guidance steering with this one because I hate not using it. But yeah, onwards we go. So I'm just going to plant in every single one of these. This one's 100% fertilised already, the other one's only 50%, but since this has got fertiliser in it, it should bring it up to the 100%, so we should have a balanced yield. I have been swallowed by the roller. Help me, please. Right, so now it's time for this job again, where we're just going to roll both fields. So we've rolled this one once before sowing, and then we've re-rolled it. Right, so we've finally finished rolling all of them, and now, thankfully with this video, I only need to go to the first growth stage, but let's have a look at the weed situation. So, yeah, we've not really got any confirmation on anything, just a yield bonus of 92%. And on here, we've got a yield bonus of 87. They've really made sunflowers much smaller on this one, haven't they? They were much bigger on FS22. Anyway, back to the subject in hand. So, what's our weed state like? We've got absolutely no weeds growing by the looks of it. I mean, they come in strips, don't they? And, yeah. It kind of looks mixed matched, so maybe Daggerwin was right when he said, ah, there's a weed. It's only small. And then this doesn't look any better. And it's got small weeds. Okay. Well then, yep, I mean, I've exhausted every thing that I could think of, and seedbeds are absolutely useless. We don't need them. Why is it even a feature in the game then? What other possibilities could we possibly have that would make weeds an actual thing? Well, not weeds. What other things that could we do that would make seedbeds something that's actually worth doing? Because it doesn't help weed control, it doesn't help yield rate. I'm trying to think now. I know I shouldn't do that because I'll hurt myself. Let's skip a couple of months and see if these weeds grow taller. There's an option. There's a very good option. Okay, so we've progressed a month, and it looks like it's the same situation. We've got some big weeds here at a medium. And we've got some big weeds here that are medium. So yeah, it does absolutely bugger all for you. Don't waste your time. Ignore my 10 steps, it's 9 steps. It's still 9 steps. I will be right about something one day. Well, as always, if you've enjoyed this video as little as I have, then like, subscribe, and I will see you with another tutorial. I'm giving up on the seedbed thing. It's evident that it does bugger all. Even Daggerwin said it did something, or at least his AI character said that. And so did the video AI thing, where I was saying, well, what could rolling do? And it just says weeding, blah 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 blah. I mean, it's not organised the crops whatsoever, as we can see, and the weeds are the same size throughout. So yes. Then why add seedbed? Why? If there's absolutely no perks to adding a seedbed, then what's the point in having a seedbed option?